do this, you're going to have to find very, very motivated sellers. Away your money, the government can take away your money, but they can't take away what's in your mind. As that money grows, your wealth can grow. You can start pulling money out, start trading it, and start to expand your wealth with. Hello there, friends, and today we're going to be discussing, if you only had £1,000, what would you do to invest that money in the right way? I'm going to give you two different options and you can decide what is best for you. So the first option, the safer option, the most important thing in life is investment in yourself. And you know, if with your own knowledge, you can increase your wealth massively. You know, if you took billionaires, you took all their money away, it wouldn't be long before they're back up to millionaire status, because people can't take away their knowledge. Especially, this isn't if they've just inherited it. If they've created it themselves, they've had to learn different processes to get there. So if I had £1,000, the first £250, I would invest it in yourself. This could be in, you know, courses, books, networking events. That's going to be the best £250 you spend there, because it's an investment in yourself, and no one can take that away from you. People can take away your money, the government can take away your money, but they can't take away what's in your mind. And if you went on things that you're particularly interested in, you have a talent for, and you harness that, that can create so much more money. So that's definitely where my first £250 would go. My second £250, I would actually put it in the stock market, because you haven't got much money, you're not going to buy a house in a traditional way. So I would go into Vanguard, the S&P 500, and just put £250 in there. So now you're in the market. Are you going to be rich overnight? No, but you've started a habit. So every time you get a little bit more money, you can just add to that, and you can start to compound your wealth, and let the power of compounding set you free over time. And once again, it's just getting into that good habit. It's a safe thing you can do. It does go up and down, but you can pull your money out at any time, and you can invest very little amounts of money, and eventually over time turn it into large amounts with the power of compounding behind you. The next £250, I would actually probably risk it on something a little bit more dangerous. Perhaps I would do £250 in Bitcoin or Ethereum, and I would wait until the market goes really, really low. It crashes down, learn the market, and then when that happens, when it's at its lowest ebb, then I'll put my money in. And that actually do the same thing for the stock market as well. Put your money in then when everyone else is out fleeing, and then markets change all the time, especially in crypto. It's like the wild, wild west. As that money grows, your wealth can grow. You can start pulling money out, start trading it, and start to expand your wealth with a very, very relatively small amount of money. So this would be the third thing I would do. And the fourth thing, I would actually invest the rest of it in silver, probably silver at the moment, because it's lower in price compared to gold. And yeah, start to get some actual proper money there. £250 is not a lot of money, but silver is, you know, undervalued in my opinion at the moment, and that is true money. Money we have in our pocket is just a currency, but true money is a tangible, something you can feel, touch, hold. And silver and gold, that was obviously the original money until we came off the gold standard. And I would put 250 in that as well. So you've got a nice diversified portfolio there with 4 different things you've put your money into, and you've got the ball rolling. Now this is my safe option. Now the less safe option, the harder option, the one that's going to take a lot more work, ingenuity, is you could invest this money in property, but there's only one way you can do this when it comes to property, and that is with a purchase lease option. So to do a purchase lease option, it's going to cost you a minimum of £750 to do this with a solicitor. And this is basically, you know, you're taking a property off of someone, you are controlling the property, you're not owning the property, and you're saying, I'm going to buy this in 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. And to do this, you're going to have to find very, very motivated sellers. Typically ones that are on with websites that's like they're advertising it themselves, almost like with purple bricks, and you meet the person in person. This is going to be your best option to get a purchase lease option, and that it's going to have to fit them. They don't have to sell the property right now. They just want to get out for whatever reason, say, you know, whatever, they need to move for work, they're splitting up with a partner, perhaps they don't need to sell it right now, but they really, really want to sell it right now. That can possibly work. Now, this is a numbers game. It's not going to be like you're just going to go and see one property and that's going to work. You're going to have to, it's a numbers game. You have to see loads for someone to actually want to do that. But in a suppressed market, you're a lot more likely to get this over the line as well, because properties aren't selling. When the market's really buoyant and strong, that is going to be a lot harder. So this is the more risky version, especially if you've only got £1,000, because once you control that property, you're in charge of that property. If things go wrong, you are still responsible. But you know, you could really change your welfare, because once that market turns, if you've bought in the right area and getting this purchase lease option as well, you need it to be in an area where, you know, there's a strong rental demand, so you can rent out the properties. Perhaps you split it into a HMO and start renting out room per room, etc. instead. And you know, you can feel that the area has potential for growth. You don't want to do this in an area where for the last 15 years, 20 years, the market just hasn't moved, because maybe that's going to be the same for the next 15, 20 years. It's just one of those areas, and then, you know, the option isn't really so good for you. You want something that in 5, 10 years, you've got to feel there's a really good chance that could rocket up, and you could then extract that money to go through with that purchase lease option and start your true wealth building. So with £1,000, you don't have loads of options, but you do have some options, and these are some of the things I would do. Let me know what you think, and please like, subscribe and comment, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.